Coach. So I got to ask you just off the bat. Growing up, who were some of the coaches, if you could think about coaches, that you maybe looked up to, or even players?
Oh, I think coaches, for me, I grew up at Central Michigan University. So guys like Charlie Coles were big to me. Judd Heathcote, who I later got to work for. Bill Frieder. And then really, you know what? As crazy as it is, I loved the national games that you would see, like Al McGuire, Bob Knight. And I didn't look up to those guys as much. They were like pinnacle guys, at that age. Now I did get to know both of them, and I got to spend a year and a half with Al McGuire before he passed away, which was just incredible. But I would say those coaches that I was around, but really too, like the Pistons were the deal for me. The Pistons with Dick Vitale, with Herb Brown, all those kind of guys. Ray Scott, like those were big things to me when you grow up in Michigan like I did.
I love it. I love it. So if you did the Mount Rushmore for college coaches, four on the mountain, who would be the four in your opinion?
Of all time?
All time, your Mount Rushmore.
Wow, I've never been asked that. My personal Mount Rushmore?
Hey, do it.
Okay, I'm putting Al McGuire on there.
Okay.
I'm putting Mike Krzyzewski on there.
Okay.
I'm putting Jim Calhoun on there.
Okay.
And I'm putting, that's a tough one. I mean, that's hard. For college coaches. You know what? He's impossible to beat. I'm putting Jim Boeheim up there too.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. One thing I love is that you come to visit some of your former players.
Yeah.
And I think that's really huge to have that kind of relationship. Seeing a lot of your players be able to make the NBA, how is that for you?
Oh, it's awesome. It's an incredible feeling. And it's just one of those things. You may not be coaching them, but you never stop being their coach, right? And so it becomes more about reminders, supporting them, listening to them, giving them a coach's perspective. Never trying to coach them on their team, but help them be better for their team. And I just love that part of it. And I love the NBA. I mean, I'd rather see an NBA practice than just about anything, because I think there's so much to learn from it. So that part of it's great. Now having a son that's in video and player development with the Mavericks in his first year, that's been awesome too. So it's because that's what he wants. He wants the NBA. So I see that, and it's just great to be around it.
I love it. In your opinion, as a coach, who would you say is the toughest player that you have to game plan for?
And that I've coached against?
Yes.
Reese Gaines and Steve Logan back when I was at Marquette.
Cincinnati.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you Indiana. Who would I say there? Draymond Green, no question. He was the hardest because he could do so many different things. That was probably the toughest matchup that we had when I was at Indiana. And there were others, but those were the toughest.
I love it. So tonight, we saw some history with Luka Doncic.
I know it.
60-point triple-double. He's the first 60-20 triple-double in NBA history. To see how the international game has sort of, I guess I'll say take over in a way in the NBA. To see a guy like Luka so young being so good, what do you think the potential for him is?
Oh, I don't think you can put a limit on him. I think, look at the condition he came into the season this year, right? Look at the year he had last year. Look at the condition he came into this year. If he continues at it's hard to believe. It's just hard to even, it just defies logic that he's 23, right? And I've been around some greats like Dwayne and seen LeBron at those ages. You see other guys at that age, but his ability not only to score, but his ability to make plays, make something out of nothing. Theo Pinson's dad said it best today. He said, never seen anybody can get more open shots for somebody than what Luka can get. And that's a heck of a point, right? And I think when I watch him play, I'm not even sure he trusts how good of a catch-and-shoot shooter he is yet. Right? Just think what's going to happen when that comes. Just think of what's going to happen when he's an 80 to 85% free throw shooter. Just think what's going to happen as he gets a little bit older. It's if he can stay injury free and keep his body strong and keep that flexibility that he has. You're talking about the Mount Rushmore at some point, no question. And there's a lot of guys deserving on that Mount Rushmore now, but he's not there yet, but he's certainly on his way.
Love it. Last question. Says Tom Crean has a chance to draft, he has a chance to recruit 5 players going into college. Not players that you have coached, but if you had a starting 5, and there's any 5 players that played in college basketball, You had a chance to recruit. Who would be your five?
Playing college right now?
No, all time. All time.
Oh wow, all time.
So we'll start at center. Who would be the center that you would love to recruit in the past?
Well, I loved Cody Zeller, but since I'm going to stay in the era of my coaching, I'm going to go with Anthony Davis. I'm going to try to answer this in my era since I've been a college coach. But I'm going to go with Anthony Davis. No question, Kevin Durant. I'm going to put Kevin Durant at the 3, Chris Bosh at the 4. I'm going to put, you know what, I need a jet. This is going to surprise. I'm going with Ty Lawson at the point.
I like Ty. He's national player.
Yeah.
ACC player.
I'm going with Ty Lawson at the point. And I thought I had one of the best 2 guards ever played in college in Dwayne, but I can't pick him. So I'm going to go with, I'm missing somebody. I'm going to go with, I can't pick Anthony Edwards. So I'm going to go, we need a shooter. That's the problem. I'd go with Logan or Reese Gaines.
Devin Booker out there.
Okay, I'll go with Booker. I like that. I'll go with Booker.
I like that. Coach, it's always a pleasure seeing you out here.
Thank you.
Believe it or not, I'm pretty sure you've been told this, but you are basketball royalty in my book.
I appreciate that.
Thank you for your time, and
Thank you.
hope to talk to you again.
Anytime. Thank you.
Yeah.